all the available space. Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan
Guide today through the Giraffes Wildlife Reserve. Before we enter the reserve, we have a few things to keep in mind. Please remain fully seated at all times. That includes when I'm stopped and also your children. Please do not stand them up on your laps or hold them up into the air for a better view. If you have any little ones, they are more than welcome to sit on your lap, but they must remain in the same lap the entire safari. Please do not play hot potato with your children. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the truck at all times. And these are very real animals, and this is their home, so please be respectful. Please do not call out, whistle, make loud noises, kissy noises, or animal noises at them, because that will just scare them further away. And please hold on tightly to your personal belongings. It will get a little bit bumpy out there, but unfortunately if you drop anything from this truck, I cannot retrieve it for you. We are heading into the Little Aturi Forest. The forest is home to many animals that use their natural colors and markings to blend into their surroundings to help them to avoid predators. On the right will be an okapi. The okapi may look like it's related to a zebra because of the striped legs, but they're actually related to the giraffe. We know that from their similar skull structures, and both the okapi and giraffe have a long prehensile tongue to grab onto the food that they eat. On the left, the orange-looking antelope is a bongo. The bongos are known as the ghost of the forest because they are rarely seen. Their horns are shaped to lean backwards, and that helps them to move quickly throughout the forest. The gray ones are the greater kudu. They stand at about 5 feet at the shoulder. They weigh up to 750 pounds and can jump about 8 feet into the air. The okapi on the right was also not recognized as an official animal in the Western world until 1901 because people believed they were a mythical creature because they looked like half a horse and half a zebra. Coming up on the left, there's going to be a black rhinoceros. He's going to be laying against the rocks, kind of looks like a rock. Black rhinos weigh up to 3,000 pounds, and they can charge up to 35 miles per hour. So although they are very large animals, they can run extremely fast for their size. And coming up on the left will be the saddle-billed storks. They get their name from the yellow saddle-shaped shield on their bill. They stand up to 5 feet tall. Females have yellow eyes and males have purple eyes. As we make our way out of the forest, it is important to remember to help the animals that call it their home. And you can do that by using paper responsibly. You can always use both sides of your piece of paper before getting a new piece. This conserves the use of paper and therefore will help the animals in the forest keep their homes. We are heading to the Safi River. This will be home to the aquatic animals on the reserve. And on the right will be the pink-backed pelicans. They get the pink color during mating season, and it's their skin that turns pink, not the feathers, so sometimes the pink color is a little bit hard to see. They have an average wingspan between 7 to 9 feet long, and they do mate for life. On the left is a Nile hippopotamus. Hippos can be fully submerged under the water up to 8 minutes at a time, and they actually don't swim. They sink themselves to the bottom of the water, and then they will walk or run to get to where they want to be. A group of hippos is called a bloat, and hippos weigh up to 5,500 pounds when they are fully grown. They are also able to run up to 35 miles per hour when they are on land. is a Nile crocodile. The crocodiles grow up to 20 feet long, which is the same height that a giraffe reaches, so they are very long animals. Their jaws are so strong that they can crush the bones of their prey in just one snap, but they can also be extremely gentle with their jaws. The Nile crocodile are very good parents, and they will put the eggs of their young in their mouth, and then they will roll those eggs with their tongues, and that will help them to hatch faster. The Nile crocodile is the largest species of crocodilian here in Africa, and they are one of the largest in the world. On the right will be the baobab tree. The baobab tree is also known as the upside down tree because it appears to be growing upside down with the roots on the top. They store water in their trunk, giving them another nickname, which is the tree of life. The savanna has a very dry season, so the animals will use the water stored in the baobab tree. The baobab tree will also remain leafless up to 9 months of the year. We are heading into the savanna, and the savanna hosts millions of migrating animals each and every year. And on the right there is going to be a Maasai giraffe. We should be seeing quite a few of them throughout the savanna, and we should be getting closer to some. The giraffes are the tallest animals in the world, standing up to 20 feet tall. They have long, prehensile tongues that allow them to grab onto the food that they eat. Their tongues are purple, and they have a mucus coating that acts as a natural sunscreen because they do spend around 20 hours of their day eating. It's said that for every foot of giraffe, there's about an inch of tongue in their mouth, making their tongues average 18 inches long. Although they spend 20 hours a day eating, they only spend 30 minutes a day sleeping. And they do that standing up, because if they lay down, they become susceptible to predators because it does take them a minute to get back up. On the left are going to be the African painted dogs. On the right there will be some Hartmann's mountain zebras. The African painted dogs get their name because they appear to have been finger painted. They are very social animals, staying in groups of around 5 to 15. And the African painted dogs are also known as the African wild dogs. On the left are also going to be the sable antelope. The sable antelope get their name from the reddish-brown color that they are, and they are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. That is because they are very territorial animals and will do anything to protect each other. And here on the reserve, we will do anything to protect. There's more Maasai giraffes. A group of giraffes is called a tower. Coming up on the right, there's going to be a large antelope standing over by the tall grass. That's an eland. The eland is the largest antelope in Africa, and both the males and females have those spiral horns. Also coming up on the right at the top of the hill are going to be the wildebeest, and their nickname is the gnu, that is spelled G-N-U, after the grunting noise that they make. Their calves can stand and run within 15 minutes of birth. And the wildebeest do like to stay in rather large groups. They migrate up to 1,000 miles a year in herds of up to 1.5 million wildebeest. Also on the right is my favorite animal on the reserve. The small antelopes are the springboks. The springboks get their name from their ability to spring up to 6 feet in the air and 13 feet out in front of them. They are in the top 10 fastest land animals in the world, running between 50 to 60 miles per hour. They have a special gland that can allow them to smell like cotton candy. And those springboks were fully grown. They were not babies. They only reach about 3 feet tall and weigh around 100 pounds. And we're going to start making our way to elephant territory. So you're going to want to be keeping your eyes peeled for any African elephants. And on the right there will be an African elephant. Elephants have extremely sensitive skin, and they are unfortunately poached for their tusks, which are made of ivory. They also have the longest pregnancy of any mammal, lasting 22 months before giving birth. Now we're also going to see if we can find any more African elephants a little bit further ahead. But because elephants are such a dark colored animal, and they do spend most of their time in the sunlight, they have found many ways to keep themselves cool. One way they do this is by using their large ears as fans. By fanning themselves with their ears, they can decrease their body temperature up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. They will also grab something like sand, dirt, or hay with their trunks, and then they fling that onto their backs. This kind of puts a barrier between their skin and the sunlight. They will also roll around in the mud or fling the mud on their backs with their trunks, and that is called mud bathing. And it not only helps the elephants to keep cool, but the mud will coat their skin to act as a natural sunscreen. On the right, there's some tusk marks in the clay from the elephants, so keep your eyes peeled on the left for any more. Disney's Animal Kingdom did a conservation research project with farmers in Kenya involving elephants and bees. Farmers in Kenya were poaching elephants because the elephants were eating and trampling their crops. With the help of Disney's Animal Kingdom, that is when they discovered that elephants don't like the buzzing sound that bees make. So farmers added beehive fence posts to their land. Those attract the bees, so therefore the elephants stay away, so they are no longer being poached. The farmers have their crops, and they also benefit from the bees because they are able to sell the honey that they make.
Oh my god, I was big elephant.
Albert, stop. Stop playing your friend. There's animals on my side.
Coming up on the left are going to be the greater flamingos. The greater flamingos are the lightest pink flamingos, and they get the pink color from the shrimp that they eat, which contains beta carotene. They won't turn the pink color until around 18 months old. Up until this point, they are a light gray color. They will also turn back to the light gray color as they get much older with age. So if you ever see a light gray flamingo, it's either very young or very old. And a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
Oh, that was a lot. That's cute.
Is it going to be? Yeah.
On the left are going to be the white rhinos. The white rhinos are the larger rhino species, weighing up to 5,000 pounds. They can charge up to 35 miles per hour, and when they run, all four legs come off of the ground at the exact same time, like a gallop. Rhinos are unfortunately poached for their horns, which are made of keratin, the same substance as your fingernails. A group of rhinos is called a crash, and they do the same mud bathing concept that elephants do, but with a rhino it's called wallowing. On the right there are some ostriches walking over there. We're going to see if we can get a better look further ahead. And we are heading into big cat territory. There is a cheetah on the left. There's actually 3 of them. Cheetahs, unlike most large cats, they do their hunting during the day. They are the fastest land animals in the world, running up to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, but they can only maintain that speed for a few hundred yards. And also, unlike most large cats, their claws are non-retractable, and that helps them gain traction when they run, because they do rely heavily on running for the food that they eat. Straight ahead of us is the Kopi Rock, and the Kopi Rock is home to the lions. The lions will use this rock to lay in the sun and watch for prey. On the right, there's going to be a few more of those white rhinos. And coming up on the left is going to be at least the male lion. Lions spend most of their day laying around, sleeping, resting, doing practically nothing. They devote 16 to 20 hours of their day to this. When it's completely silent, you can hear a lion's roar up to 5 miles away. And the female is kind of behind the male. The females are the ones that do the hunting, and they do that in prides, and a pride is a group of lions.
This lazy, sleepy lion. Sleepy lion.
On the left, these are warthog burrows. There is a warthog walking around in the back. They are the largest burrowing animals in Africa and one of the largest in the world. They use burrows left behind by other animals, and then they make them into their own. At night, they back into the burrows, so just the tusks stick out, so that way they don't become susceptible to predators while they sleep. And the warthogs can run up to 35 miles per hour. You can tell the difference between the males and the females based on the color of their feathers. The ostriches that we saw were females because their feathers were gray. The males have black feathers. On the left will be the Nigerian dwarf goats. They are a miniature goat from West Africa. They are extremely playful animals and also dairy goats. The yellow box hanging in the center is the beehive fence post that I was telling you about with the Elephants and Bees Conservation Project. Now, it's always important to remember to help out the animals, and you can do that here today by donating to the Disney Conservation Fund. By doing so, you get a collective pin, and Disney matches every dollar donated. You can also recycle. Plastic water bottles can always go in the recycling rather than the trash. If I have any wilderness explorers aboard my truck, you have been riding on the Simba 1. That is on page 15 of your field guide. It will ask you for the name of the safari truck that you rode. Again, that is Simba, like the lion, and the number 1 for my wilderness explorers. You can get your badge right past the exit of the ride. Find the cast member that has the orange satchel. They will have the badge for you. Please also make sure that you have all of your personal belongings with you at this time. Please make sure that nothing fell out of your pockets onto the seat or onto the floor. It's going to be a very long walk to get back here if you happen to forget anything. So please make sure that you double check your rows on your way out. And if anybody has any questions, you can feel free to come up and see me when you disembark from the truck. I am more than happy to help answer any of the questions that you may have.